UFC 260 this Saturday night, right down the street at the Apex facility here in Las Vegas. For more on that, let's bring in Chael Sonnen, who's one of the absolute best in the business, one of our favorites, former light heavyweight and middleweight contender, now UFC analyst for ESPN. Chael, we appreciate the time. As always, main event this weekend. Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. The first time they got together, it went the distance. Miocic by unanimous decision. I'm wondering, do you see him using the same strategy this weekend against Francis Ngannou, who has been red hot?
The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over again and expect a different result. Guys, it's the same athletes in the same amount of rounds in the same weight class for the same championship. Excuse me. Miocic is a 3-1 underdog over a guy that he stomped for 25 straight minutes. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. This is a great bet, but take the champ.
All right, you speak of the favorite here, and Joe mentioned it earlier how Ngannou's just been obliterating the competition since that first fight with Miocic. Chael, he has beaten Curtis Blades, Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos, and I'm going to say this with irrational confidence, Jairzinho Rozenstruik in a combined 162 seconds. So a little more than 2 minutes to take out those 4 fights. Was I right on Rozenstruik's name? Did I pronounce that right, by the way?
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. You're a genius. You nailed it. But look, I got to tell you, we will see athletes that become victims of their own success. Let me explain. It doesn't matter if it's Mike Tyson or, to use this sport, Ronda Rousey. When you get used to getting people out of there in not only less than a round, but in less than a minute, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a fight that's harder than you thought it was going to be, things unravel very quickly. The fact that Ngannou is knocking opponents out and having only 127 seconds worth of experience is a bad thing. Stipe is going to get him to the second and the third and the fourth round. Stipe's not falling down inside of the first 5. Francis is going to look around and go, I don't have any experience in this. I'm not used to still being out here. We've seen this happen to athletes time and time again. That success, those quick fights, come back to be a negative.
All right, so let's dive into that a little bit further, right? So it's 4 straight fights for Ngannou. He's been impressing everyone with the quick knockouts, but you're saying that Miocic is going to have the advantage if this gets to the championship rounds. Am I hearing that correctly?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, Stipe's just been there and done that. Look, here's what you have to understand. And if you're betting that Francis is just going to catch the champ and knock him out, okay, great. We're all done talking here. But if you're looking at any other way feasible to win, a decision, a ground and pound TKO, a submission from your back. Come on, this just isn't what Francis does. So you're telling me he's got to knock Stipe out, and he's got to do it with a left or right hand. He's not a guy that's going to threaten you with the elbows, with the knees, with the kicks. He's no threat there. You don't think the best fighter of all time, Stipe Miocic, could watch for a left and right hand? Come on, man, this isn't rocket science.
All right, Chael, it sounds like you've kind of laid it out here for us, but the final question we want to give to you for this UFC 260 main event is who wins and how. It sounds like you're on Miocic as a slight underdog. Paint the picture of how this all happens, how he retains that belt.
Stipe's going to push the pace. He's going to get right in there. He's going to get his hands on Francis. It's going to be rinse and repeat. And Francis is going to be looking back thinking, for the last 3 years, why did I keep hitting mitts instead of grabbing a wrestling partner, since this is the only thing I've ever had an obstacle with? When they're done with this fight, it's not going to be and still Stipe. It's going to be again Stipe.
Chael Sonnen, former middleweight, light heavyweight contender, ESPN MMA analyst, kind enough to join us here on Bet. Chael, we appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.